If you happen to be over the age of 50 and looking for work, you are far from alone, and there are many reasons for it.
Okay, so this morning we have some tips for older Americans looking for work. Joining us here is April Maggio. She's the Regional Practice Director for core staff this morning. So thanks for joining us as always. We appreciate you. I know this is a multi-layered question, but overall, why are older Americans looking for more work now?
I think there's many reasons, of course. I think the cost of living, we're having to work longer than what we expected. COVID, of course, hit a lot of us. And Americans just still want to work. Yeah. I think I've talked to so many people lately that are retired and said, okay, I've been retired. Exactly. Right? That's exactly what they said.
Yeah. Make a little extra money, travel the world.
Right.
Okay, so what type of jobs are available for older Americans?
Anything that they're qualified to do. I think the key is going to be, what do they want to do? What do you want to do? How many hours do you want to work? Right? And do you want something part-time, full-time? Do you want to work weekends? Do you want to, what is your schedule going to be? And then at this point in your life, what do you want to do? I think you really have to figure that out and then decide how much money you need to make, right? And then, of course, in turn, you're going to gear that resume to that. Not so much your past.
And we know the job market has always been competitive. Is it still competitive even for senior Americans?
Yes, I mean, now you're competing with everybody, of course, but I think that, we see older workers have a little bit of an advantage because they're more skilled, right? They're more qualified. They seem to be more dependable to most employers. And they have a lot of flexibility too. If they want to work 6 hours a day, then maybe that really works out for that company versus somebody that says, I have to work 8 hours every day.
Is there a way to age-proof that resume so that it's not shocking for someone who's flipping through them and saying, wait a second, maybe they're too old for this job? If they're truly qualified, they just might not be.
Right. You want to definitely kind of do a little bit of editing.
Finagling the numbers?
Yes,
How do we do that without it being too obvious?
Right. Keep it to 2 pages. I would not go back more than 25 years. And don't put what year you graduated, high school, college, whatever that might be, because you don't want them to have to sit there and go figure out, oh, this person's 62, right? You want to make sure that you're competitive and they don't need to know how old you are, right? That's the biggest part of it.
Any advice specifically for people out there? We had some actually up on the screen just a second ago, just tips for senior Americans looking for employment.
Right. The job boards, of course, are the standard part of it. Networking is huge. Someone that maybe hasn't been in the job market for the last couple of years, tap into your network, tap into your social media, churches, that type thing. Staffing companies, that's a great resource. AARP is another big one. They have so many resources on their website.
For jobs?
For jobs,
really?
Yes. They have a whole employment section. They have videos. It's really a great resource.
Yeah, we take a look at this list here. I mean, it truly goes on and on. And you feel like that they're paid a reasonable amount? It's really worth their time to do this?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Because, depending on what their skill was, when they were working full time, they still have that skill, right? It may be a little rusty, and maybe they don't want to do that skill. Maybe they want to do something else. They need to make sure that they gear that objective to what they want to do now, and kind of keep in mind, gear your resume to what that's going to be.
Yeah, and sometimes you just want to entertain yourself, and that's all right. And nothing is wrong with that either. Just get out of the house for a little while.
Right, exactly.
Well, and it's healthy. I feel like sometimes you'll live longer if you're not just sitting home and being a couch potato, right?
Absolutely.
And really get that mind going, and it's a good, healthy thing. You're so helpful always, April. Always great to see you. Thanks for taking time to come in.
Thank you so much.
All right.